Today on Trend, we get rolling with the latest in motorization and blinds. I'll take you for a sneak peek at my very own home renovation. And who says you can't have it all in condo living?
Wow, the natural light in here is gorgeous, Ingrid. This is a place for entertaining.
Welcome to the elevated lifestyle here at Lyra Penthouses, and this is a collection of 3 extraordinarily premium built quality homes by a partnership with Marker Group. Grant Rogers is a local, well-known developer and really passionate about his projects. I've had the privilege of working on their developments on the peninsula the last few years, selling their project in Brentwood Bay and in Sydney, and just really proud to be featuring this extraordinary home.
And it just has such a great quality to it and feel. The layout is so well done.
At over 1,600 square feet, it's really unique to be able to find that square footage offering 2 bedrooms plus a den. You've got 3 washrooms, and it really offers that option of downsizing without sacrificing, because you have all this open plan living.
Right.
You can do extraordinary entertaining and not feel compromised with the condo lifestyle.
I love the size of this kitchen because in a multi-family, you don't often get this sheer size. For a single family, you don't necessarily even get it. It's just laid out so well.
And the architects, de Hoog and Kirolf, they really pay attention and know how to work with the space efficiently, maximizing all of the cabinetry, pull-out pantry storage, and featuring some great high-end appliances as well, including a gas cooktop, which is becoming the most popular style of cooking now too.
Very sought after. The storage in this space is awesome. They've really made it so functional, and they use every square inch.
And again, that's a real testament to good, solid design. And when you're working with such an open plan, it can get a bit tricky to try to find those additional spaces to provide not only the functionality, the storage, but also to maximize this incredible view.
It's so true.
You're facing all the way to downtown Victoria. The ocean is in your viewscape, along with the extraordinary sunsets over the Souk Hills. That southwest exposure, it brings such a beautiful warmth, but you don't have to worry if it gets too warm inside, because this unit also offers in-suite air conditioning as well, which is again becoming a very popular feature.
One of the other features that I really like is that it takes advantage of the view in both bedrooms, and both bedrooms have en-suites. So really nobody is sacrificing.
And again, a great testament to good design where you've got them at opposite ends. So if you have guests over, they have their own wing and very private, or you have the option to have 2 master suites as well. So really a fantastic floor plan.
With lots of options. You can really use it however it makes sense for you.
And from the inside, I think the bonus and the special features of this penthouse is really the extraordinary outdoor space. I don't think I've ever seen such a beautiful terrace offering 1,800 square feet. You have your outdoor kitchen area, your own private hot tub, and just the views from all over in a 360 degree. I can't wait to show you. The views are stunning.
I believe it, but I'm gonna go look for myself. Ingrid, this is the most amazing outdoor space. I think this is larger than most people's houses.
At 1,800 square feet, Amy, this penthouse is extraordinary. It's very rare that you see this space and views and entire package given all of the outdoor amenities and the views. It's really a 360 lifestyle and viewscape that you have, which includes a skyline over to downtown Victoria. You've got the ocean views, the amazing Souk Hills to your west. The sunsets are extraordinary.
Well, and I can just picture myself laying in that hot tub, looking up at the stars at night, or watching the sunset, like you said.
And it's so private. You're just seeing all of the treetops. Earlier, I just saw an eagle fly by, and the Gary Oak meadows that are surrounding this property are really, really special, and the preservation of the naturescape is extraordinary. Across the way is Swan Lake Nature Sanctuary with beautiful trails, bird watching. It really is a bit of a secret spot here at Lyra.
And I think it would almost be impossible to find a place like this right downtown, and yet you're so close to Victoria here.
Right, as we were mentioning with the amount of square footage, you typically don't find this in the downtown or closer to the core. With over 1,600 square feet inside and almost 1,800 out, you're probably looking at almost twice the price premium than you would in this lovely, very convenient rural Saanich area.
I have to admit, I really wish this was my home.
Well, have you ever wanted to add a little greenery or fragrance to maybe a deck or a condo or a patio or maybe even a small garden area? Well, the star jasmine would be the plant for you. It's an evergreen leafy plant, so you're gonna have leaves all year long, and it produces these beautiful white flowers. Now, these flowers are very fragrant, so they're great if you place them near an entranceway or maybe where there's not as much wind, and you'll get that wonderful fragrance with these. Now, they also grow very fast once they get established, so you can use them sort of as a screen or a sound barrier. They work wonderfully for that because they get very wide. Now, an easy way to use them is just to get a planter like I've got here. You start with a 1-gallon plant. Obviously, we want to have soil in here. Add a little trellis to the system, and then you can always replace this trellis with a bigger one, but you have instantly a wonderful accent to your deck.
Deborah, window coverings are one of the most important things in interior design. They're functional, they add design and softness to a space.
Absolutely.
And I find that sometimes they're kind of left till the end or forgotten when they really should be planned from the very beginning.
Exactly. They're such a big part of what the finished look of your home is going to be once you've got all the beautiful, tile and lighting and everything there. The window coverings really are the finishing touch, we feel.
And they can really solve a lot of your problems as well, whether it be heat issues, sun issues, anything like that.
Privacy, room darkening, it's really about function as well as fashion, and that's really important.
And the sooner that they get you involved, things like motorization can be integrated into new construction because of the electrical kind of comes into it and all of that.
Exactly, and we've had battery operated systems for quite some time, but hardwiring while you're under construction is really the way to go. It's more dependable, and then you don't have to deal with changing batteries every year, throwing them in the garbage, all the rest of it. So consulting us while you're under construction is a great idea.
You can even do a cool design feature where the cassette is actually hidden up into the ceiling cavity or something like that, so you would never even know it exists.
Exactly. There's lots of options for really clean, contemporary, window coverings on the market now that people a lot of times just aren't aware of. Yeah.
And so these are motorized behind us here, correct? This
Yes.
would essentially be a remote on the wall?
Yeah, there's a couple of different ways that people can operate them, either with a remote control like this, that can either be handheld, it can be wall mounted, it can be hooked up to your Alexa or smart home so you can give it voice commands, you can set timers for them. There's just so many different ways to operate, motorized window coverings now so that you can have the privacy and the light control that you need when you need it.
You can even set them so that there's different scenes or times of day. You just say, Alexa, bedtime and your lights go down, the blinds go down,
Exactly.
everything.
If you've got windows facing south or west, you can have them on a timer so that when the sun rolls around, they automatically come down whether you're home or not. So
Are these ones motorized as well?
they are. It's just a bit of a more simplified system. So there's a battery pack behind this blind, and then when you just touch this wand, the blind will go up
wow.
and down, and you can just either recharge the batteries or replace them as needed. Child safety is really important in the window covering industry these days. So by going to something that's a wand and not a string,
Right.
there's no child safety issues. And even further, it's just on a magnet, so you can actually put it away someplace if you don't want the kids playing and wearing the batteries out in the first
Right,
month.
or
So-
super easy to get replaced if it
Exactly.
gets damaged or something.
Exactly.
I love learning about all of the new window fashions, Deborah.
It's exciting to us, and we love sharing it with people. So thanks for coming in today, Amy.
Thank you. I wanted to give you all an open invitation to my home. As you can see, we've been doing a bit of a renovation over the last 6 months. We found this beautiful home in an amazing neighborhood. It had lots of great details, but it just needed a little bit of updating. So as you can see, we've kind of changed a lot. There hasn't been anything structural, but we're gonna add a lot of really high-end finishes and really bring it up to speed. We're gonna update the kitchen with high-end appliances and make it much more user-friendly. None of these walls are structural that are closing it in, so we're gonna have a huge island and really make it a place for entertaining. There's 2 fireplaces that are wonderful, but they don't quite do the space justice. So we're gonna take the one in the family room to the ceiling with beautiful tile and make the living room one really special as well. You're gonna have to stay tuned to see what happens next. Corey, this is such an amazing property. It couldn't be a better location.
Thank you. That's kind of why we picked it. It showcases a little bit of everything that we do.
Did you do all of the hardscaping here?
Yeah, we did actually. We did the stamped concrete that you see. You're actually standing on it right now. So that's a dyed stamped concrete.
I love this because it's a different contrast to pavers.
It is, yeah. Yeah, that's the whole purpose. So this is more of a permeable product, paving stone. They're individual units, and we just installed them as a panel.
And so they are different design and complement each other nicely, but do they do different functional things as well?
They serve the same purpose. It's just personal preference, really.
And what are some of the options that you can do with the stamped concrete?
Different patterns. I mean, you can replicate the paving stone pattern if you'd like. This pattern personally is my favorite because it's not so much mimicking another product itself, it's actually just the texture of stone. With this stamp in particular, when you run a cut line through it, it doesn't disrupt that illusion.
Yes.
So it just looks more decorative than anything, but the cut lines are there for, you know, obviously very good purposes. They're there to control cracking.
Let's talk a little bit about the stone on the house here.
Sure.
That's all natural?
It is natural. So that's a New England ledge stone, natural stone, as you say. Ledge stone meaning it actually just sits together for the most part. There's not a lot of mortar in between the joints, so it looks like a nice natural installation.
And do you install each piece separately?
Yes, we do, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't come in any panels, it comes individually, and then you just stack it in place.
So that's kind of a real piece of art in itself, fitting everything together, make sure it's really nice and tight.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Everything we do has some aspect of art.
You guys don't just do all the lovely stuff, you do drains as well.
Yeah, we do. Everything functions as one. So when we're installing a nice patio or driveway, we have to install California drains or catch basins in order to control the surface water. If we don't, we're gonna end up with pooling water. In addition to that, when we excavate an old patio or driveway, we encounter a lot of unforeseen issues such as cracked foundation walls, where we can apply our chemical crack injection system, or we'll find cracked drain tiles, so we have to replace either a section of perimeter drainage or the entire thing. Last thing we want to do is tie in a nice new surface drain and invite water into a vulnerable area.
So really, you're solving the problems for the clients, but you're making it look stunning at the same time.
Absolutely. Well, we're preventing a problem, really. I mean, if it wasn't there already, if we put something in place and pooling occurs after the fact, that's going to be a problem. You know, so we want to make sure that when we're doing concrete, you know, you got a one-shot opportunity to do this correctly, and drainage is a very important part of that.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us today.
Go global with Newport Realty and Christie's International. St. Bart's is unique, home to an eclectic mix of iguanas and glittering turquoise waters, but also luxury yachts, designer boutiques, and gourmet restaurants. An island with personality. The language, cuisine, and culture are definitely Creole and French. If purchased at the right price, St. Bart's property is commonly viewed as a safe asset, able to maintain its value throughout turbulent times in the markets. This two-bedroom duplex apartment is located in Gustavia. The open plan is composed of an American kitchen, dining area, and living room, which extends into the beautiful panoramic terrace in front. A staircase leads to a mezzanine, where a large room currently converted into an office can ideally be transformed into a second bedroom. French is the official language at St. Bart's, but English is widely spoken. I'm Stephanie Pink, going global with Newport Realty and Christie's International.
First floor, second floor, third floor, outdoor.
Fergus, thank you so much for inviting me to this beautiful listing today.
Thank you very much for coming here to check it out.
I love all of your marketing material because obviously I had a little look before I got here, and I have to say that it is unforgettable. It will really stand out every time from everything else out there.
Well, thank you for saying that. I've had quite a few compliments, and you know, might as well make it fun, right? The goal is to get people's eyeballs on the properties that we are promoting on behalf of our clients.
And when you're really looking at properties, you're seeing a lot of stuff and it kind of all blends together, but they will not forget your marketing material.
That's the idea of it. You know, if you see the intro, you get a bit of a laugh. You're like, okay, I'm gonna watch this right through. And when I take photography and when I do videos for people's properties, I want it to look great. 1958, Betty and Marvin built this bungalow. I listed on Carnarvon.
And so let's talk for a second about your wrap. Do you just come up with that off the top of your head?
Well, yeah, I would say so. I mean, you know, sometimes I'll go, okay, well, this listing is on Carnarvon, and I just sort of start thinking, okay, I'll come up with a funny rhyme for Carnarvon, or I came here and I wanted to make sure that people knew that this was a 3-floor unit. There's no elevator. I just wanted people to know that this is not a ground level property. If you're interested in this property, there's going to be some stairs.
What a property this is. This is a corner unit townhouse. These do not come up very often. How old are they now? They're maybe about 10 years?
Yeah, this one was built in 2008, so just a little bit older than 10 years. But this townhouse is Unit 1, 389 Tyee Road in the Synergy Complex. It's only been owned by one person who bought it off the original developer. And so it's in fantastic shape, and she's always maintained it. It's a beautiful unit, and like you mentioned, it being an end unit, it actually has a lot of outdoor patio space. There's as much outdoor patio space on the first floor outside as there is inside, if that makes sense.
It does, and what I love is all the different patios are situated differently, kind of have a different vibe to them, and it really allows for the indoor-outdoor living spaces.
Right, I've said in my description that each one of them has their own unique orientation, obviously,
Right.
and personality, really. And so in addition to these ones, of course, on the main floor off the master bedroom, there's another really large one with views of the gorge and the city as well. So it's definitely a bright, beautiful, open unit.
And it's sort of the urban living, but it's so quiet here, and you really get that energy efficiency and the green living here as well.
Yeah, this is part of Dockside Green, LEED's Platinum construction, you know, high reviews from people living here, the HVAC system, it's not a very expensive place in terms of hydro. This is the only unit in all of the townhouses here that actually has gas and a gas range as well. So
Right.
that's another bonus for this particular townhouse.
How do you help your clients get through this when there's multiple offers, everything's high pressure, and there's not a lot to see?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you described is what's going on right now. It's the same all across the country. There's just a lack of inventory everywhere. People want larger properties. They want any kind of property that they can get in that's larger than the property they're coming from. So it is definitely challenging. Myself and Dirk Vanderwall, a realtor in my office, have been writing the Victoria Q report since 2018. Every 90 days, we take a really deep dive into the numbers. And with the Victoria Q report, what we are helping people to do, especially in this climate, is to really understand the numbers so that, okay, you may have to pay more than the list price, but you don't necessarily have to overpay.
Right.
So you can overbid, which is quite common these days, but you don't want to overpay. And we use the home pricing index in addition to our own research on properties that we see selling based on dollar per square foot, how many days on the market, the percentage of assessed value. So we really think, because of the research that we're doing, Amy, that we're really well positioned to help people to understand, hey, when am I getting this property at market value? Market value is a very dynamic thing.
It is,
It changes
absolutely.
depending upon how many people want something.
Right.
Right? So you can overbid, but you don't want to necessarily overpay. And that's what we think we've been really helpful in helping people to do.
Well, Fergus, I think whether you're a buyer or a seller, you are really there to educate the people, and you do such a wonderful job of that.
It's a task that I enjoy. I've been doing this since 1998. It's provided a great lifestyle for my family, and I really, really do enjoy being in this profession and helping people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amy.